O mother, hear me yet before I die. I wish that somewhere in the ruined folds, among the fragments tumbled from the glens, are the dry thickets I could meet with her. The abominable that uninvited came into the fair Pelian banquet hall, and cast the golden fruit upon the board, and bred this change, that I might speak my mind, and tell her to her face how much I hate her presence, hated both of entities and men. O mother, hear me yet before I die. Hath he not sworn his love 1,000 times? In this green valley, under this green hill, even on this hand, and sitting on this stone, sealed it with kisses, watered it with tears, O happy tears, and how unlike to these! O happy heaven, how canst thou see my face? O happy earth, how canst thou bear my weight? O death, 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 thou ever-floating cloud! There are enough unhappy on this earth. Pass by the happy souls that love to live. I pray thee, pass before my light of life, and shadow all my soul, that I may die. Thou waitest heavy on the heart within, weigh heavy on my eyelids, let me die. O mother, hear me yet before I die. I will not die alone, for fiery thoughts do shape themselves within me more and more, whereof I catch the issue, as I hear dead sounds at night come from the inmost hills, like footsteps upon wool. I dimly see my far-off doubtful purpose, as a mother conjectures of the features of her child. Ere it is born, her child, a shudder comes across me. Never child be born of me, unblessed, to vex me with his father's eyes. O mother, hear me yet before I die. Hear me, O earth, I will not die alone, lest their shrill happy laughter come to me, walking the cold and starless road of death uncomforted, leaving my ancient love with Greek woman. I will rise and go down into Troy, and ere the stars come forth, talk with the wild Cassandra, for she says a fire dances before her, and a sound rings ever in her ears of armed men. What this may be I know not, but I know that wheresoever I am by night, all earth and air seem only burning fire. And another variant. There is a dale in Ida lovelier than in any old Aeonia, beautiful, with emerald slopes of sunny sward, that lean above the loud glen river, which hath worn a path through steep down granite walls below, mantled with flowering tendril twine in front. The cedar's shadowy valleys open wide, far seen high over all the god-built wall, and many a snowy columned range divine, mounted with awful sculptures, men and entities, the work of entities, bright on the dark blue sky. The windy citadel of Eleon shone like the crown of Troas. Hither came mournful nun, wandering forlorn, a Peri once her playmate, round her neck all marble white and marble cold, floated her hair, or seemed to float in rest, she leaning on a vine-entwined stone, sang to the stillness till the mountain shadow sloped downward to her seat from the upper cliff. O mother Ida, many-fountained Ida, dear mother Ida, hearken ere I die. The lizard with his shadow on the stone sleeps like a shadow, and the scarlet-winged Cicala, in the noonday leapeth not. Along the water-rounded granite rock, the purple flower droops, the golden bee is lily-cradled. I alone awake. My eyes are full of tears, my heart of love. My heart is breaking, and my eyes are dim, and I am all aweary of my life. O mother Ida, many-fountained Ida, dear mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Hear me, O earth, hear me, O hills, O caves. That house, the cold-crowned snake, O mountain brooks, I am a daughter of a river entity. Hear me, for I will speak and build up all. My sorrow with my song as yonder walls rose slowly to a music, slowly breathed. A cloud that gathered shape, for it may be that while I speak of it a little while, my heart may wander from its deeper woe. O Mother Ida, many-fountained Ida, dear Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Aloft the mountain lawn was dewy dark, and dewy dark aloft the mountain pine. Beautiful Paris, evil-hearted Paris, leading a jet-black goat, white-horned, white-hooved, came up from reedy Simois all alone. O Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. I sate alone, the golden-sandaled morn, rose-hued, the scornful hills. I sate alone with down-dropped eyes, white-breasted like a star. Fronting the dawn, he came, a leopard skin. From his white shoulder dropped his sunny hair, clustered about his temples like an entity's, and his cheek brightened as the foam bough brightens when the wind blows the foam. And I called out, "Welcome, Apollo, welcome home, Apollo. Apollo, my Apollo, loved Apollo." What's that mean, right? Apollonian, Dionysian, Dear Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. He mildly smiling in his milky white palm, close held a golden apple, lightning bright, with changeful flashes, dropped with the dew of heaven, ambrosially smelling from his lip. Curved crimson, the full flowing river of speech came down upon my heart. My own nun, beautiful browed nun, mine own soul. Behold this fruit, whose gleaming rind engraved for the most fair, and aftertime may breed deep evil wildness of heaven and sore, heart-burning toward hallowed Elion. And all the color of my afterlife will be the shadow of today, Hera and Pallas, and the floating grace of laughter-loving Aphrodite meet, and many-folded Ida to receive this meed of beauty, she to whom my hand award the palm within the green hillside, under yon whispering tuft of oldest pine, is an ingoing grotto strown with spar, and ivy matted at the mouth, wherein thou unbeholden mayest behold, unheard, hear all, and see thy Paris, judge of entities. Dear Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. It was the deep mid-noon. One silvery cloud had lost his way between the piny hills. They came, all three, the Olympian female entities. Naked, they all came to the smooth swarded bower, lustrous with lily flower, violet-eyed, both white and blue, with lote tree fruit thick set, shadowed with singing pine, and all the while, above the over-wandering ivy and vine, this way and that in many a wild festoon, ran riot, garlanding the gnarled boughs, with a bunch and berry and flower through and through. On the tree-tops a golden glorious cloud leaned, slowly dropping down ambrosial dew. How beautiful they were, too beautiful to look upon, but Paris was to me more lovelier than all the world beside. O Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. First spake the imperial Olympian, with arched eyebrow, smiling sovereignly. Full-eyed here she to Paris made proffer of royal power, ample rule, unquestioned, overflowing, retinue, wherewith an embellished state, from many a vale, and river sundered champaign clothed with corn, our upland glebe, wealthy in oil and wine, honor and homage, tribute, tax, and toll, for many an island town and haven large, massed throng below her shadowing citadel, in glassy bays among her tallest towers, O mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Still she spake on, and still she spake of power, which in all action is the end of all. Power fitted to the season measured by the heart, the height of the general feeling, wisdom born, enthroned of wisdom, from all neighbor crowns, alliance and allegiance evermore. Such boon from me, heaven's queen, to thee, king born, a shepherd all thy life, and yet king born, should come most welcome, seeing men in this only are likest entities who have attained rest in a happy place and quiet seats, above the thunder with undying bliss, in knowledge of their own supremacy, the changeless calm of undisputed right, the highest height and topmost strength of power. Dear mother Ida, hearken ere I die. She ceased, and Paris held the costly fruit. Is Paris named after an entity? Out at an arm's length, so much the thought of power flattered his heart, but Pallas, where she stood, somewhat apart, her clear and bared limbs, or were thwarted with a brazen-headed spear, upon her pearly shoulder, leaning cold, the while above her full and earnest eye, over her snow-cold breast and angry cheek, kept watch, waiting decision, made the reply. Self-reverence, self-knowledge, self-control are the three hinges of the gate of life that open into power every way, without horizon, bound, or shadow, or cloud. Yet not for power of herself will come uncalled for, but to live by law, acting the law we may live by without fear, and because right is right, to follow right, were wisdom in the scorn of consequence. Dear mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Not as men value gold because it tricks, and blazons outward life with ornaments, but rather as the miser for itself. Good for self-good doth half destroy self-good. The means and end, like two coiled snakes, infect each other, bound in one with hateful love. So both into the fountain and the stream a drop of poison falls. Come hearken to me, and look upon me, and consider me. So shalt thou find me fairest, so endurance, like to an athlete's arm, shall still become synod with motion till thine active will, as the dark body of the sun robed round with his own ever emanating lights, be flooded over with her own affluences, and thereby grow to freedom. Here she ceased, and Paris pondered. I cried aloud, O Paris, give it to Pallas. But he heard me not. Our hearing would not hear me. Woe is me, O mother Ida, many-fountained Ida, dear mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Idalian Aphrodite, ocean-born, fresh as the foam, new bathed in Paphian wells, with rosy, slender fingers upward drew from her warm brow and bosomed her dark hair, fragrant and thick, and on her head upbound, and a purple band below her lucid neck shone ivory-like, and from the ground her foot gleamed rosy white, and over her rounded form, between the shadows of the vine bunches, floated the glowing sunlights as she moved. Dear mother Ida, hearken ere I die. She, with a subtle smile in her mild eyes, the herald of her triumph, drawing nigh, half whispered in his ear, I promise thee the fairest and most loving wife in Greece. I only saw my Paris raise his arm. I only saw great his angry eyes, as she withdrew into the golden cloud, and I was left alone within the bower. And from that time to this I am alone, and I shall be alone until I die. Yet, mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Fairest, why fairest wife? Fairest, why fairest wife? Am I not fair? My love hath told me so 1,000 times. Methinks I must be fair for yesterday, and I passed by a wild and wanton pard, eyed like the evening star with playful tail, crouched fawning in the weed. Most loving is she. Ah me, my mountain shepherd, that my arms were round about thee, and my hot lips pressed Close, close to thine and that quick-falling dew, of fruitful kisses thick as autumn rains, flash in the pools of whirling Simois. Dear Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. They came, they cut away my tallest pines, my dark tall pines, that plumbed the craggy ledge, high over the blue gorge, or lower down, filling green gulfed Ida all between. The snowy peak and snow-white cataract fostered the callow eaglet from beneath, whose thick mysterious boughs in the dark the panther's roar came muffled while I sat. Low in the valley never, nevermore, shall lone none see the morning mist sweep through them, never see them overlaid with narrow moonlit slips of silver cloud between the loud stream and the trembling stars. O Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Hath he not sworn his love 1,000 times, in this green valley, under this green hill, even on this hand and sitting on this stone, sealed it with kisses, watered it with tears, O happy tears, and how unlike to these! O happy heaven, how canst thou see my face? O happy earth, how canst thou bear my weight? O death, 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 thou ever-floating cloud, there are enough unhappy on this earth. Pass by the happy souls that love to live. I pray thee, pass before my light of life, and shadow all my soul that I may die. Thou weighest heavy on the heart within, weigh heavy on my eyelids, let me die. Yet, Mother Ida, hear me ere I die. I will not die alone, where fiery thoughts do shape themselves within me more and more, whereof I catch the issue as I hear dead sounds at night come from the inmost hills. Like footsteps upon wool I dimly see my far-off doubtful purpose as a mother, conjectures of the features of her child. Ere it is born I will not die alone. Dear Mother Ida, hearken ere I die. Hear me, O earth, I will not die alone, lest their shrill happy laughter, etc. So there is some variance, but I'm not seeing any variant that needs any more. But you can experience mythology that you don't have the same conclusions about. And you can even experience mythology that you don't believe in.